It must be so hard to update a shoe that is so good. Think of the guys at Saucony that had to update the Triumph 20. That was an unbelievable shoe. But I've got some good news. The Saucony Triumph 21 has improved just a little bit. What is up, everybody, and welcome to 40 Runs and our first impressions of the Saucony Triumph 21. So yeah, like I said in the open, I think it's really hard sometimes when you've got like a really good shoe like the Triumph 20 to try and update it, improve it and all that kind of stuff. The guys at Saucony, when they sit around their meetings, they must go, right, what are we going to do to this shoe because it's pretty awesome? Well, there's not much we can do. I know, let's update the upper. Right, so before we get into the sort of first impressions review, this shoe was sent to me by the guys at Saucony. I'm not getting paid by Saucony, all that sort of stuff, no script, all that kind of bits and bobs that hopefully you know by now. On 40 Runs, honest, impartial reviews on this channel only. And it's worth noting this is a first impressions video. We've got the shoe to over 20 miles. I wanted to put over 20 miles in the shoe before we did the first impressions. On this channel, we try and do at least 3 runs in a first impressions video or a minimum of 20 miles before we talk about the shoe. Okay, right, so like I said, the main change here is the upper, and I think that's where we're going to spend a little bit of time in a minute on it. But let's talk quickly about the stats and features, although there's not much to talk about because it's very similar to version 20. Okay, so the shoe's going to retail at $160. We've got this new flat knit upper on the shoe and a new lacing system. We've got Power Run Plus midsole and Power Run Plus sock liner. The shoe's got a 10mm drop. We've got 37 mil of stack in the heel. We've got a carbon rubber outsole, which is awesome with the Triflex design. And it's 300 grams and it fits true to size. Okay, so I think with this shoe, now let's do what we usually do. Let's talk about things I like and then we'll talk about things I don't like. Okay, right, so this shoe is a, I would say comparable to your Cumulus, maybe your Max Road 6 is a bit of a far stretch. I'd probably say more your Go Ride 11 shoe. What else in terms of other shoes out there? Maybe your Cloud Surfer, that kind of shoe. It's a cruiser. It's a plush, lovely place to be. And it can soak up miles very comfortably. But it's not like a max stack shoe with like over 40 mil of stack in it and big amounts of foam and all that kind of stuff. It is a built up daily trainer, but very, very comfortable. We've got the Power Run Plus midsole in here, which remains from the first version, by the way, and that's one of the things I like. The feeling from the foam is excellent. It's not unstable. It's a comfortable, responsive and stable ride in this shoe, which helps it sort of and helps you, yeah, just eat miles. I really like on this shoe the outsole. I wish the other Saucony shoes had this outsole on it. It is fantastic. It really is. This carbon rubber outsole is excellent on this shoe. It really, really is. What else? Okay, let's move on up to the upper because I really like the upper change. This flat knit upper is fantastic with the new lacing system. Now, I don't know whether this is me, right, but the tongue feels massively improved. One of the complaints I had about the 20 was the tongue. It just felt like you were shoved in to the shoe with your foot. And yes, it was still comfortable, but I don't like too much foam around my foot. And I think, I might be wrong, that this tongue has been updated because it definitely feels improved in this area. I like the new lacing system. It locks down absolutely fantastic. Yeah, like I said, I like the heel area. I like the sock liner in it. Is the tongue gusseted? Tongue's gusseted as well, which is great. Little pull tab on the back, which is pretty pointless. But yeah, the upper on it is a vast improvement over the previous version. There was nothing wrong with it, but this is just, I don't know, like on the Ride 16. It's just a noticeable improvement. I like the fact that the shoe fits true to size. I don't care that the shoe weighs 300 grams. Look how wide that is and look how much height you've got in the toe box. It's such a good fitting shoe. And I don't think we talk about that enough actually, how some shoes fit really well and the Triumph 21 does that. Okay, so the things I don't like, no, I can't think of any. I generally can't think of anything. Maybe the price. But I know these things get discounted down. I think that's the only thing I can mention is the price. The rest of it, well, it's very good. The shoe's got a 10mm drop, which I don't notice, and I'm not really sensitive to drop. So that's not something I could say I dislike. Is the upper warm? Well, it's actually been quite warm over here since we've got these, and it's been fine. I don't know whether it's just this awesome white colourway, but by the way, let me know what you think about this colourway, because I think it looks dope. But that's quite a cool word, actually. I'm showing my age. But anyway, the upper and it's absolutely fine in terms of the heat. It's not like the Nimbus 25. So yeah, I'm really struggling to find things that I don't like about the shoe. So do you need to rush out and buy this versus a version 20? Probably not, I would say. I do think the changes to the upper are significant and worth looking at buying. If you can't get the 20 that much discounted, so let's say you get this on sale for, I don't know, 120 quid, then I would probably pay up and get the 21, because the improvements to the upper are, for me, significant enough, especially around this tongue area. It has improved the comfort and just made the shoe even better than the previous version. It just glides along with the Power Run Plus midsole. The outsole, like I said, is just phenomenal. So yeah, I think this is one of the best shoes so far of the year, which is not surprising really, because the 20 was one of the best shoes of last year, and they've just carried that on. And like I say, it's very hard to take a shoe that is so good and try and improve it. Sometimes actually they do the opposite and they actually muck it up and make it worse. But Saucony have done a really good job here, people. If you're, marathon training or half marathon training over the summer and you're looking for a long run shoe, but you don't want something that's as built up or as max stack as a Nimbus 25 or a Max Road 6, then this could be the answer. Right, okay, so that's it. Let me know in the comments, are you a fan of the Triumph? We're going to put more miles in them over the summer. We'll get them out on some long runs, and as marathon training kicks in, we'll get them out there on those longer miles, and we'll put some bigger miles through them, probably try and get it up to 100 miles and then report back instead of doing the performance review. I'll probably do that instead, because I think we'll get this quite quickly up in terms of mileage, because I don't have the new Super Blast pair in yet, because ASICS haven't dropped the new colourway. So that's going to probably take quite a bulk of the early mileage. Actually thinking about it, it could do, couldn't it? So yeah, there we go. So I might do that. I might report back at 100 miles. Let me know in the comments, would you rather see a 50 or 100 mile review, or both? Right guys, that's it from me. I'll catch you later.